Coach, the matchup kind of speaks for itself, but what are your thoughts about this weekend?
You know, it's well, I've been a part of a lot of these, and a lot of memories, good memories, and there's a lot of bad memories. Um, the matchup looks tight. It looks like there's some key matchups that everybody in the nation wants to watch. Those first two out of the gate looked to be tough. The last time Nick wrestled Lee, his last year at the NCAA championships, and bad memory for him. So I think we're going to have that maybe throughout the evening or the afternoon on Sunday. Just a lot of tough matches. I think it's going to be important. It's going to be important for who's scoring in the third period. I think it comes down to that.
Well, you talked about at Missouri how the attendance kind of impacted your guys a little bit. I mean, how important is it for the OSU fans to possibly do that against Iowa on Sunday?
Well, I'm sure glad we're getting this out of the way, the snow and sleet. Yeah, it'd be nice to have good attendance. It looks like it's going there. It's a great matchup. You're likely to see 8 Oklahoma kids in the lineup out of the 10, and for that reason, that's rare. Possibly 3 kids from Stillwater, that wrestle for Stillwater High, so that's rare. So not only you're supporting Oklahoma State and its wrestling program, but also Oklahoma kids.
At 133, DeSanto, he's known for kind of his antics, and also he's a really good wrestler. What do you expect from that matchup with him and Dayton?
I don't know. You expect anything, I don't know the kid that well, nor have I seen much of him outside of the last couple of matches that he's wrestled. Appears that he's kind of brought his game up and look for a match that we're going to have to win positions, and if Dayton gets a chance, needs to look to make sure he puts as many points on the board as he can.
When you have a wrestler like that who maybe does some extracurricular stuff, do you think that sometimes distracts your guys, or do you think it serves as maybe motivation to want to beat them even more?
Well, I just think you can't really focus on that, Dayton Fix goes out and wrestles, He's not going to, nothing's going to affect him in any way, I think maybe a little of it's been exaggerated. Maybe it hasn't. I don't know. It just seems to be something that is distracting for everyone, but the student athlete. Might be distracting if they booted him out. I think he's missed a match because of some things, but I don't really see it being important.
In past years, matches like this, you guys have brought up the raised mat. Are you trying to get that again for this one?
Yeah, it'll be elevated, and that's just something that, being done across the country. Big matches ought to be treated like big matches, the stage is where you hope all your wrestlers are wrestling the last day on, If you are, you're doing really well, right? So it's a reminder that that's where we want to be, and hopefully they view it that's where we're supposed to be. Yeah.
How big of a match like this with this caliber is it for you guys in recruiting?
Well, everything's recruiting, right? I mean, this is we go head to head with Iowa a lot on recruiting, and a lot of times the outcome, whether you get a student athlete or not, is on the season that was the season before. So does this dual meet have some significance to it? Yeah, absolutely. Winning is important. And is it everything? No, but it's important dual meet. When you have it at home, you really want to have your best performance and put yourself in the best position to win.
You mentioned a couple weeks ago that the lineup isn't always dictated on how things go in the room. Sometimes it's on performance. With this being the last duel before you basically have to lock in your lineup for the postseason, how important is it to see those guys that are going to be kind of contending for spots in those middle weights to elevate their game this weekend?
Well, I think it's real important, it's one of those dual meets that you remember, it's one of my great memories in wrestling was when I was a true freshman here in Gallagher Hall, and I won with 5 seconds remaining on the clock. I get a takedown to win my match, and Oklahoma State went on and won that dual meet. One of the greatest experiences up to that point in my life in wrestling. And for that reason, you want good memories. So there's a lot of meaning and a lot of things that go on after, as far as how important it is to be at, how's it going to affect you for nationals or, that exists, but just this dual meet and having good performance is real important. And having good memories are real important. And the way you have good memories, you win.
Well, obviously, a lot of the talk is about just this being Iowa and whatnot, but this is also the last home match for about a handful of seniors. I mean, this is last chance to leave an impression on the fans for those guys.
Yeah, you got seniors that Chandler Rogers, as well as Jacoby Smith and Preston Weigel and Derek White. Those guys have been important to the program. It's been each one are a little bit different. I'll just say that we're where we're at right now because of those four. We're in pretty good position as we head down the stretch, and those four have made a big difference for us.
Now that you've had a couple extra days to digest, what are some things that you'd like to see taken from the Missouri duel into this weekend?
I just think maintaining intensity. I think a couple times we got taken down and just didn't react. Instead, we just kind of we stopped wrestling for a second, got ourselves in a little trouble, and a minute later we're escaping. We just need to recognize that there's nothing. All of us are at some time or another are going to get taken down, and multiple times. We just need to make sure we're wrestling after the takedown. I didn't think we did a very good job of that. Outside that, we wrestled pretty well, and making sure when we have a chance to extend our scores in the third period, we need to extend them. And I think that this match is going to be important. And normally in this setting, a lot of times the third period is what makes the difference.
Now that you're here at the end of the regular season, did you like how this schedule kind of built up as the year went along?
Yeah, we're wrestling Iowa Sunday. Really, Tom Brands brought the ideal to me, and I bought into it. I trust him when he has ideas. His last idea he sent to me was wrestling a match on the football field. And pretty good idea. So, and it looks like this is a pretty good idea. So. I'll give Tom, a lot of, the reason we're wrestling right now and the build up is because Tom Branch chose to move our dual meet to the end of the season. Okay. Thanks.